Last week was crazy when you got Kamari Blair, Tristan Lewis. I think a lot of people have talked about Tristan. Let's talk about the recent commits, actually, because we didn't get to hit on those last week whenever we went live on Wednesday. We did do the instant reaction to Landon Duckworth committing to South Carolina, and we opened up the phone lines then. But I do want to hit on a few things here when we talk about where the current state of South Carolina is with recruiting. Let's talk about the three newbies to the recruiting class. Let's first talk about Kamari Blair. Kamari Blair, number 27 offensive tackle in the country, actually, number 8 overall player in the state of Tennessee. Dude, that's a huge get if you were South Carolina. And I think the number one reason why South Carolina was able to snap Kamari Blair from the state of Tennessee is because of what you got on the offensive line already. You got JB Shabazz, who is the number 46 guy, the number 26 guy from the state of North Carolina. And I think once that happened, that opened up the door for a guy like Kamari Blair to commit to South Carolina, because Blair was not, I don't think once Shabazz ended up committing to Tennessee, that's whenever Blair looked at that, saw the Tennessee offensive line room in the 26 class and say, okay, taking a step back, let me evaluate my situation right now in South Carolina, and let's see what we have in store. And I think he's going to make a great decision, in my opinion. He's going to make a tremendous decision at the end of the day. I think it's a smart decision that the kid is making, and I think he's going to end up being a really, really solid offensive lineman. Guy was a really good player. 88% season grade last year. Ended up with 60 pancakes last year. So let's go ahead. Let's kind of study his film a little bit. We're going to evaluate each of our 3 newest commits for South Carolina. Let's talk about this. Is he playing guard? No, never mind. He's right there. Okay, he moves his feet really well. He really does a good job of moving his feet. Down block. He just climbs. Look at this. Watch the tackle right here. Help out on the double. Get a pancake there. And we're going to wash this linebacker out. Hips are up. Lowest man wins. Perfect form. All right, here's the big boy coming out on the outside. Good reach block. Very good reach block. He's a beast, man. I mean, he's got great technique. And in a state like Tennessee, where football-wise, high school talent is abundant in the state of Tennessee, especially with what you have right now in 26. Tennessee is a very, very, very good breeding ground for underrated talent. Kamari Blair could be one of them. So we'll watch we won't be too long when it comes to his film. I got him. Pull, climb. I thought that was him. Okay, so is he playing guard or is he playing tackle? No, that's him out in front. Look at the speed. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen a 6'6", 270-pound offensive lineman move like that. That's impressive movement. He gets out of that they run. That was a GT counter, by the way. So GT is basically when your guard and tackle pull, guard lead blocks the entire guard, kicks out the defensive tackle or defensive end, whoever's spilling. Tackle ends up being lead blocker. I mean, he just looks like a giant compared to who he's playing against. Is he playing defense too? I like the chase down. I think he'd be better suited as an offensive tackle or an offensive guard, actually. That's just my opinion. I do like him at defensive line. I think he's quick off the ball. You need a guy that's a two-way player like Kamari Blair. A guy that can just get out in front in the open space and make plays. That's the type of guy that you want. And a guy that can lead block for you and can run the ball too. You know what? I think I'm sold on him. He may end up being the steal of this entire process. I like JB Shabazz. We've went over his film already. But when I look at where Kamari Blair is at as an offensive lineman, holy cow. The guy is massive. The guy is a tower when it comes to his athleticism and how he gets off the football. It is quite impressive seeing the type of athlete that he can be. And it is scary to me seeing what type of program that he can be. And what type of program leader he can be. So that's him. Let's talk about Tristan Lewis now, who committed last Thursday out of Greenwood High School, Greenwood, South Carolina. He's slowly been climbing up the recruiting ranks. Doesn't have a whole lot of noticeability on him. Was at the Shane Beamer camp not too long ago. But people have been I've heard from the rumblings around South Carolina country is that he's one of those guys that can slip under the radar and can be a really solid recruit. I mean, the guy can flat out play football. Excellent cover safety. Reads the ball well. And as an athlete, I think that they're going to utilize him to his advantage. He has a big arm too. He also plays quarterback. So I think he plays quarterback and I think he plays defensive back as well. I could be wrong though. But from what I'm seeing is that his film is basically him playing that quarterback role. I don't know if he's going to play quarterback at the next level. That's why they have him as an athlete. But when it came to a guy like Tristan Lewis, his story is interesting because once the kid was offered an opportunity to go to South Carolina, I think within a day, boom, he commits. This is what he was said. He played on both sides of the ball while at Greenwood, but the sense was he wanted to play as a DB. That was one of the reasons why he committed so quick to the Gamecocks. Their willingness to give him a chance to play safety. When it was mentioned that they would give him that chance, it was an instant yes. So he was at baseball practice actually and got the call from Shane Beamer. I'm sorry, he didn't commit the next day. He committed on the spot. Not missing a beat. Lewis told Beamer, "Thank you. I'm ready to commit now." Wow. It's pretty impressive. Man, I mean, I like Tristan Lewis. I think he's a really good athlete. The fact that they're going to give him an opportunity to play both sides of the ball is quite impressive. And the fact of the matter is that the kid can play both sides. He's got a great arm. Do I think he's going to play quarterback at the next level? Absolutely not. That's why he wants to play safety. His only other offer was from Gardner Webb, according to 247 Sports. I do like that, though. I like the fact that the kid wants to commit immediately. I respect that in a kid. If you're that willing to go to a program like South Carolina or any program in general, if you commit on the spot, that's when you know you're dedicated. Like, forget everything else. I'm committing on the spot. I need to commit on the spot. So I think when you look at where they're at when it comes to the athletes and under the radar prospects, those two, in my opinion, are the guys that everybody needs to look out for. And finally, everybody, with the man you've all been waiting for, Landon Duckworth, is a South Carolina Gamecock. Was in the Elite 11 finals, dynamic dual threat signal caller, has a rare physical tool, and he's a made to order for a modern spread attack, has a quick release, zone read talent. Duke can get the football out quickly. Has a zip to it. I saw him whenever he was at Elite 11, and the dude was rolling throughout the entirety of the camp. The dude was absolutely electric throughout the time.